Hello everyone, my name is Sonali Chopra. Welcome back to Sunday special episode of Around the World. It is said that the flames of war do not remain confined to the battlefield alone. Their heat scorches the nearby regions as well. This scenario is currently evident in the conflict between Iran and Israel, which is impacting not just the Middle East but the entire world. While countries like the US and the UK are indirectly supporting Israel, some nations are siding with Iran. Naturally, questions arise regarding the global implications of the Iran-Israel conflict and where India stands in this situation. In today's episode, we will address these questions. But first, let's look at the current state of the Middle East. Last year, on 7th October, the Israel-Hamas war laid the foundation for a new conflict in the world. Even after a year, the war has not reached a decisive conclusion. Rather, it has become more widespread. To understand this better, it began with direct involvement from Israel and Hamas, but now groups like Hezbollah and countries such as Iran have joined as active participants. The conflict has not only destabilized global geopolitics, but has also significantly impacted trade equations. Experts suggest that the escalating conflict poses a growing risk to global trade, especially given the tension between Israel and Hezbollah. It is noteworthy that the Houthi rebels in Yemen have strong ties with Hezbollah, and they are often held responsible for most of the ship attacks along the Red Sea trade route. This route is crucial for India because its trade with Europe, US, Africa, and West Asia depends heavily on the Suez Canal. According to a report, in the financial year 2023, India's total trade with these regions exceeded $400 billion. However, after the recent tensions in the region, India's exports have witnessed a decline. As per government data, in August last year, India's petroleum exports stood at $9.54 billion, which dropped to just $5.95 billion in August this year. Similarly, data shared by the International Monetary Fund shows that in the first 2 months of 2024, the volume of trade passing through the Suez Canal decreased by 50% compared to the previous year, while trade volume via the Cape of Good Hope increased by almost 74%. According to international experts, on one hand, the conflict between these two nations could present diplomatic challenges for India, but on the other, India might offer to mediate to ease the tension. But how? In fact, India has good relations with both Iran and Israel. Looking at India's relationship with these two countries, it is evident that Israel was established as an independent nation in 1948. But India formally established diplomatic ties only in 1992. Since then, the relationship between the two nations has strengthened significantly. Today, Israel is one of India's key arms and advanced technology suppliers. On the other hand, India's ties with Iran are historically much older. Iran used to be one of the top oil suppliers to India. Before facing international sanctions over its nuclear program, Iran was the second largest supplier of oil to India. Additionally, India and Iran have agreed on the Chabahar port project. Therefore, according to experts, India has the potential to act as a mediator without taking sides. It will be interesting to see whether the conflict between Iran and Israel eventually lays the foundation for a world war or gets resolved diplomatically. Now it's time for this program's Sunday special segment, The World Around Us, where we will discuss other important international news. New developments keep emerging in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Recently, the Russian army has taken full control of the strategic hill town of Vuhledar in eastern Ukraine. Vuhledar's strategic importance increases due to its proximity to the railway line connecting Crimea to the industrial Donbas region, which includes the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, most of which are under Russian control. Claudia Sheinbaum has become the first female president of Mexico in over 200 years of the country's independence. She is the first woman to hold this position, making her the 66th president of the nation. Her term will last 6 years. After the recent coup in Bangladesh, interim government chief Mohammad Yunus made a significant decision. The Foreign Ministry of Bangladesh has recalled 5 of its ambassadors from India, Australia, Belgium, Portugal, and the United Nations. Alongside this, the government has initiated a second phase of reshuffling within both the domestic administration and diplomatic services. So viewers, we end today's discussion here and leave you with a question. Evaluate India's diplomatic position in the context of Iran-Israel conflict. For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.